I absolutely hate wasting my time. And yet, due to my time being wasted, I decided to do a lecture. Now, this lecture is going to discuss reincarnation and the fulfillment of every prophecy concerning His Majesty Michael, the Messiah. So, first, I am going to read two separate locations with the same verse. The first one is in Exodus, and it says, and this is Exodus chapter 34, verse 6, the Lord passed before him and proclaimed, the Lord, a God compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in kindness and faithfulness, extending kindness to the 1,000th generation, forgiving iniquity, transgression, and sin. Yet he does not remit all punishment, but visits the iniquity of parents upon children and children's children, upon the 3rd and 4th generation. So that's chapter 34, verse 6 and 7 of Exodus. Now, second one, chapter 14 of Numbers, verse 18. The Lord, slow to anger and abounding in kindness, forgiving iniquity, transgressions, yet not remitting all punishment, but visiting the iniquity of fathers upon children, upon the 3rd and 4th generations. So, the reason I shared that verse is because it discusses reincarnation. The sins of ancestors upon the 3rd and the 4th generations. Why is it the 3rd and 4th generation? Because my two souls that reincarnated went through two separate lines. 3rd and 4th generations. That is why. The reason Musa, wrote them is because he was the 3rd and 4th generation reincarnation. Him and his brother and his sister was the split. That was why it was written twice. Two, not once. Two separate places. So now, we're going to get into the prophecies concerning Michael, the great prince, the branch of David. That's what we're going to get into. So I'm going to start off with Isaiah chapter 11. But a shoot shall grow out of the stump of Jesse. A twig shall sprout from his stock. The Spirit of the Lord shall alight upon him. A spirit of wisdom and insight, a spirit of counsel and valor, a spirit of devotion and reverence for the Lord. He shall sense the truth by his reverence for the Lord. He shall not judge by what his eyes behold, nor decide by what his ears perceive. Thus he shall judge the poor with equity and decide with justice for the lowly of the land. He shall strike down the land with the rod of his mouth and slay the wicked with the breath of his lips. Justice shall be his girdle of his loins, and faithfulness the girdle of his waist. The wolf shall dwell with the lamb, the leopard lie down with the kid, the calf, the beast of prey, and the fatling together. I'm going to stop right there and elaborate. The wolf lying down with the lamb means the wicked will be blending in with the strayed. What it means is the predator will be perceived as innocent. It'll be perceived as innocent, the predator. The calf and the beast of prey and the fatling together, with a little boy to herd them. The young man who is the Ancient of Days reincarnate, comes to herd them all in, all alike, even the ones that cannot save their soul. That is the meaning behind this scripture. It doesn't mean literally that lions will feed on straw and wolves will eat grass. What it means is the wicked and the righteous will be dwelling amongst each other as one, and I will come herd them in and guide them to their place, wherever it may be. The cow and the bear shall graze, their young shall lie down together, and the lion, like the ox, shall eat straw. A babe shall play over a viper's hole, and an infant pass his hand over an adder's den. In all of my sacred mountain, nothing evil or vile shall be done. So now, comprehend this. First and foremost, nothing is evil about a lion hunting its prey. Nothing is evil about a wolf hunting its prey. Nothing is evil about actual animals doing whatever it is their nature is to do. But what is evil is men and women doing bad things to each other and pretending to be righteous in the process. So, when it says, on my sacred mountain, nothing evil or vile shall be done, it's referring to once I gather in everybody, judge and put everyone in their place. Then there will be no evil. There will be no deception. An innocent won't be playing over a snake's place. An innocent won't be lying down with the wicked anymore. There won't be a blend of wolf and lamb. So now, for the land shall be filled with devotion to the Lord, as water covers the sea. In that day, the stock of Jesse that has remained standing shall become a standard to the peoples. Nations shall seek his counsel, and his abode shall be honored. In that day, my Lord will apply his hand again to redeeming the other part of his people from Assyria, also from Egypt, Pathros, Nubia, Elam, Shinar, Hamath, and the coastlands. He will hold up a signal to the nations and assemble the banished of Israel and gather the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Then Ephraim's envy shall cease, and Judah's harassment shall end. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not harass Ephraim. They shall pounce on the back of Philistia to the west, and together plunder the peoples of the east. Edom and Moab shall be subject to them, and the children of Ammon shall obey them. The Lord will dry up the tongue of the Egyptian sea. He will raise his hand over the Euphrates with the might of his wind and break it into 7 wadis, so that it can be trodden dry shod. Thus there shall be a highway for the other part of his people out of Assyria, such as there was for Israel when it left the land of Egypt. So now, we're going to continue on to the prophecies. But, to be clear, I am the twig that grew out of the stump of Jesse. I am the branch of David. It is I. So now, we're going to get into Isaiah, chapter 27. Give me a second. In that day the Lord will beat out. This is chapter 27, verse 12 through. In that day the Lord will beat out the peoples like grain, from the channel of the Euphrates to the wadi of Egypt. And you shall be picked up one by one, O children of Israel. And in that day a great ram's horn shall be sounded, and the strayed who are in the land of Assyria, and the expelled who are in the land of Egypt, shall come and worship the Lord on the holy mountain in Jerusalem. the great ram's horn that's already been sounded, but will be again in front of you. That great ram's horn. So now, let me continue to the next phase. So now we get into Jeremiah chapter 23. Now we're going to get into the branch of David. So I'm going to skip to verse 5 of chapter 23, and it says, "See, a time is coming, declares the Lord, when I will raise up a true branch of David's line. He shall reign as king, and he shall prosper, and he shall do what is just and right in the land. In his days, Judah shall be delivered, and Israel shall dwell secure. And this is the name by which he shall be called. The Lord is our vindicator. Assuredly, a time is coming, declares the Lord, when it shall no more be said, as the Lord lives, who brought the Israelites out of the land of Egypt, but rather, as the Lord lives, who brought out and led the offspring of the house of Israel from the northland and from the lands to which I have banished them, and they shall dwell upon their own soil." Okay? Now, let's continue. Chapter 33 of Jeremiah. I'm going to start off at 14. Chapter 33, verse 14. "See, days are coming, declares the Lord, when I will fulfill the promises that I made concerning the house of Israel and all the house of Judah. In those days and at that time, I will raise up a true branch of David's line, and he shall do what is just and right in the land. In those days, Judah shall be delivered, and Israel shall dwell secure. And this is what she shall be called. He shall be called." There's a reason that they put she there. I told you I'm a Trinity. Michael, Michael, Miriam, Miriam. "The Lord is our vindicator. For thus said the Lord, there shall never be an end to the men on David's line who sit on the throne of the house of Israel, nor shall there ever be an end to the line of the Levitical priests before me, of those who present burnt offerings and turn the meal offering to smoke and perform sacrifices." Now, I'm going to repeat this because this is what tells you I will be two, in harmony with them one. The king, referred to as the branch, and the high priest, referred to as Joshua, Aaron, and Moshe, spread to my two brides, the woman that became two after the strike of the rock twice, that brought forth copious water from something that was initially wicked. Lucille. So now, I'm going to repeat it. Chapter 33 of Jeremiah. And I said Isaiah, but I was mistaken. Jeremiah, chapter 33, verses 16 through 18. "In those days, Judah shall be delivered, and Israel shall dwell secure. And this is what she shall be called. The Lord is our vindicator. For thus said the Lord, there shall never be an end to the men on David's line who sit upon the throne of Israel." That's one. "Nor shall there ever be an end to the line of the Levitical priests before me, of those who present burnt offerings and turn the meal offering to smoke and perform sacrifices." 2. Comprehend? Now, let me continue forward. We're going to go to Micah first. Matter of fact, no, we're not. We're going to skip Micah. And we're going to go to Zechariah. And then we're going to go back to Micah after. So now in Zechariah, we're going to go right in from Jeremiah to Zechariah, because we're still talking about the 2 and 1 on harmony on the throne. So now, chapter 3 of Zechariah, "He further showed me Joshua, the high priest, standing before the angel of the Lord, and the accuser, Lucille, standing at the right to accuse him. But the angel of the Lord said to the accuser, "The Lord rebuke you, O accuser. May the Lord, who has chosen Jerusalem, rebuke you. For this is a brand plucked from fire." Now, comprehend this. In Islam, in the Quran, they refer to Lucifer as a brand plucked from fire. Likewise, I, Michael, the high priest in the branch, am referred to as a brand plucked from fire, because Lucille is my twin/wife. She is the left arm, I am the right arm. Together, we complete the Trinity of Yahweh above. We were both created the exact same way. I was first, she was after me. Now, for this is a brand plucked from fire. Now Joshua was clothed in filthy garments, when he stood before the angel. The latter spoke up and said to his attendants, "Take the filthy garments off of him." And he said to him, "See, I have removed your guilt from you, and you shall be clothed in priestly robes." Then he gave the order, "Let a pure diadem, halo, be placed on his head." And they placed the pure diadem on his head, and clothed him in priestly garments. And as the angel of the Lord stood by. And the angel of the Lord charged Joshua as follows: "Thus said the Lord of hosts, if you walk in my paths and keep my charge, you in turn will rule my house and guard my courts. And I will permit you to move about among these attendants." Comprehend what he's saying. He will permit the soul of the high priest Joshua to move about amongst his attendants, his branch,